Yeah, we're now joined by a former Louth star, Darren Clarke. Darren, what's the crack with you?
All good, Johnny, yourself?
I'm good. Just looking at the trip to Auckland for Louth on Sunday. I think wasn't that where Galway won their first backdoor game, the first backdoor winners of the All-Ireland back in the day?
That's, I think, right, Johnny. All right, yeah. That's Auckland's a tricky place to go to, in fairness. So, it'd be good to kind of get down there and get a result on Sunday for Louth, from a Louth perspective.
Yeah, Louth hoping to create history themselves in terms of the first ever back-to-back promotions for Louth, and the progress under Mickey Harte has been something else. I'm just going to quote the Louth chairman, Peter Fitzpatrick. He was speaking when Mickey Harte was given the new contract. I've been involved 40 years with Louth GAA, and I've never seen the buzz that is there now. They're big words, Darren.
Yeah, in fairness, Mickey, I suppose there's no real words to describe the man as and the status he brings to the GAA circles, and from a county like ourselves in Louth to see a man like Mickey coming in, you can kind of see the reaction that the players have got, the county has got. It's really good buzz, and Peter Fitzpatrick's correct in what he's saying. There's a great buzz around the county at the minute, and everyone's really looking forward to the match on Sunday. And hopefully, with a bit of luck, we can get a result out of Sunday, and it'll be a great achievement to go from Division 4 all the way to Division 2. And the players are really there at the minute. They've got a few great results in the past few games, and really looking forward to it. And the excitement's building in the wee county at the minute,
Yeah, and what's changed since the start of the campaign? It's 4 wins on the bounce now. A draw will do you in terms of promotion on Sunday, but it wasn't the best of starts, obviously.
No, it was a poor start, Johnny. Actually, I was at the game. It was in our home pitch in Harte. Really wet, windy day. Laois obviously beat us that day, but in fairness to Louth, they had a couple of goal chances in the first half that didn't go in, and as the old saying goes, goals win games. And the second half, then Laois dominated the game. They got a couple of goals themselves, playing into a strong breeze. Louth had an uphill task. They had a lot of injuries in the first game, and it was a disappointing defeat, to be honest. And then obviously the second day again, Longford, it wasn't until the late Samuel Roy Free that rescued the draw. And by all means, it was a really poor game, and Louth were lucky to get out of there with a draw. And to just see the difference in where the two counties have gone from that game is massive, to see how Louth have improved so much. But it's obviously a lot to do with the work that the lads have put in between Mickey Harte and Gavin Devlin over the season, that they've got a few lads back in the pitch, back playing, and things are going really well now in the last couple of games, and they've got the results they needed to put them in a really good position for Sunday. And
how important has Gavin Devlin been?
Oh, massive. Talking to a few of the lads involved from our own club and that, and the intensity and the kind of different levels he's brought to training, I suppose, and to games is massive. And at the end of the day, the results are there to be seen now at the minute, and the lads are really impressed with the training. They brought that professionalism to the county, and it's really going well. But yeah, Devlin's a major part of Mickey's management team,
And the kind of the year that Samuel Roy has had, it's we spoke about it a bit on Off the Ball AM during the week. The players that maybe some of the smaller counties getting a chance in terms of stats to actually show what they can do, and it's great to see something like that, isn't it, as well?
It is. In fairness, I suppose from Sam's point of view, his stats this year are outstanding. He's top scorer, I think, in the country. He's been given captaincy by Mickey, so obviously Mickey's seen the leadership qualities in him, and he's really standing up to the plate at the minute in regard to the outcome and his scores and that. So he's well supported as well. There's a lot of really good players around the county. They have a big panel. There's still a few guys come back from injury and that as well. So if you can get over the line on Sunday with a draw or a win, things will really look up for Louth. If they get promotion, they can kick on, then obviously look forward to the championship ahead, which should be an enthralling championship this year, Johnny.
Yeah, Gaelic Football and Off the Ball is in partnership with AIB, proud sponsors of the GAA Senior Football Championship. Check out #the toughest for more. You soldiered long and hard for the wee county over the years, and just where do you see it now? Because obviously trying to move to a new stadium, I'm more of a League of Ireland man. I know how strong League of Ireland is in the county, and Gaelic football is probably playing second fiddle in some of the big towns, but what are the challenges ahead for you guys?
Well, I suppose you hit the nail on the head, Johnny, in regard to the county grounds. This is a major thing that our current chairman, Peter Fitzpatrick, is driving hard to get a county ground we can call our own. For a number of years, we were playing out of the Drogheda Gaelic grounds, and it wasn't owned by the county board. So to have a facility we can call our own is a major push. And I think with the current crop we have coming through, there's a really good bunch of fellas coming through at a young age. and now is the timing is right, obviously, to go ahead and kick forward and try and fulfil this stadium. From a perspective then, obviously, with the county board, the work that they're doing behind the scenes, and I suppose Peter Fitzpatrick, in fairness to him, he's done a lot of positive things since he came in, and I suppose number one was getting Mickey Harte involved, and then obviously now keeping him on and extending this on. So look, there's no doubt about it. Soccer and you know, a bit of rugby as well in the big towns, and Dundalk and Drogheda obviously have an input. But I think Louth football at the minute is and I suppose Mickey coming in has made that a major difference. That the support is indicated. There's a great GAA network in Louth, and the club football will be strong and loud. The players are there, and it's definitely on the up at the minute. So long may it last that way, and hopefully we get across the line on Sunday, and things will even improve further.
And you need the kids of today to, you know, aspire to be players for Louth tomorrow, and, you know, maybe go to Wicklow, or obviously go to, you're playing Carlow on the 24th of April, go along and see these players, and maybe, you know, what Mickey Harte has done, and aspire to play for Louth in the future, wear the red jersey.
Absolutely, Johnny. You know, that's where we want to be at. And I think, in fairness, like back in, we would have played in Division 2, Division 1 in 2006, 7, 8. We were obviously in Division 2 again in 2012, and this is where the lads need to be if they're going to be competing with the Dublins and the high teams in Leinster. Obviously, you've seen Kildare this year as well doing really well in Division 1. So you need to be probably playing Division 1, Division 2 football to be able to compete on the provincial status. So this will only kind of bode well for a Leinster campaign. And I suppose at the end of the day now, if we can get promotion, the lads will throw the shackles off and really go at it for the Leinster campaign. Obviously, we're playing Carlow, and then obviously if you get across the line again Carlow, you'll be playing Kildare. So massive test lie ahead, but I suppose promotion is the key now for Louth, obviously, to get back to Division 2 and get back playing again the counties that are really pushing in their provinces and getting back and up in the standards on that front, you know. And
you mentioned those heady days. We're talking 15 years ago now. We all know the way the Leinster Championship has become, but are you as kind of inspired as many people are by, you know, some of the results this year, particularly obviously Kildare and the Kildare-Dublin game, some of the resurgence of some of these counties in the province?
Absolutely, Johnny. Like, at the end of the day, like, you have to kind of look at it and see that, you know, you have to start somewhere, and you have to really get back to, like, Dublin started in a position where they weren't winning All Irelands from 1995 to 2011. So when you see the likes of Kildare pushing back to Division 1 and being really competitive, drawn with Kerry, and obviously the Dublin game as well, going right down to the wire, like, you have a situation there where now they are going to compete this year. You've obviously seen the strides, I suppose, Meath have made. Westmeath have got to a couple of Leinster finals. You have to strive to get to them standards, and you have to strive to get back to that level of Dublin. Obviously, people are saying they're on the wean down, but, you know, I don't know with that. Leinster Championship will tell a lot in this. Maybe league form isn't what we should be looking into in regard to Dublin, but it's definitely an opportunity now for teams like Louth to probably get into that bracket and start competing in Leinster, you know, and that's probably from a Louth perspective we need to be at. We need to start getting back to maybe Leinster semi-finals, Leinster finals. And with the crop that's there at the minute, we're hoping that the age profile is really good. There's a nice blend between experience and youth, and we'd be hoping that maybe we could push in the same light that Kildare have gone in.
Yeah, and I suppose the wider context as well, it looks like a hell of a championship in store, doesn't it? I mean, what might have been a 1 or 2 horse race in the past, I mean, you could kind of make a case for 6 or 7 nearly now in some shape or form.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a massive championship this year. I think it's the makings of a top class championship, because when you look at obviously one team can only come out of Ulster, and you've probably 4 or 5 teams that's neck and neck at the minute. So if you look at the qualifiers this year, I think they're going to be amazing to see who comes out of it into the All-Ireland quarter-final. Like, you could see, you know, a Kerry again, a Monaghan, or a Kerry Donegal in an All-Ireland quarter-final, and, you know, there's nothing to say what way those games could go. Like, so I think when we get the All-Ireland quarter-final stage this year, I think the games are going to be really high stakes, and, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody coming out of the blue this year to surprise us all and maybe get to an All-Ireland final and possibly even win it.
And it must be so inspiring as well for those Louth players to be really, really, like, just so enthusiastic about playing for their county, because, as you know yourself, years and years go by where the ambitions are difficult. The reality is that, you know, you're going to have a short summer, training is hard, and I guess, like, you really, a player at that level, you want some sort of light at the end of the tunnel, don't you, which Louth have had.
Absolutely, yeah. No, in fairness, like, obviously the Leinster Champions have been wrapped up the last number of years. Obviously Dublin were miles ahead of everybody, and that door was closed, and then the qualifiers come about. But I seen ourselves back in 2006. We got to 2005. We got to the last round of qualifiers before the All-Ireland quarter final, and we went through 4 or 5 games, winning on the trot. And, we travelled a bit. We had a couple of home games, and then obviously we played Monaghan and Breffni Park. We lost out, but as you gather momentum, it really kind of stands to you, and then obviously you can build on that for the following season. So, it's massive to be able to go and get this this run, and you're hopeful that now obviously Louth competing in the Sam Maguire this year, that depending on how the Leinster Championship goes, we can obviously go and have a good long summer. And I think it's brilliant the way it's working out this year in regard to the structure on that, and you're coming off the back of a league and you're straight into Championship, and teams are red hot fit and are ready for action, and it's really going to be an enthralling Championship, I think, this year.
Oh, absolutely. And just before we finish up as well, what can you say about Mickey Harte? All the years in Tyrone, and to take what was obviously a step down to go to a county like Louth, now signing a new contract, keeping him there for the foreseeable, and he just, I don't know, does he seem as hungry as ever?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I was chatting to him after the game on Sunday, and he still has the passion, he still has every bit of spirit in him that he had throughout his time at Tyrone, and the passion he's brought to Louth has been fantastic, and you have to commend him for that. I still have the hunger after so many years to have won so many and played at the highest, managed at the highest of his game, and won 3 All-Irelands with Tyrone and numerous Ulster titles, to come to Louth and really give all his passion, and along with Gavin, Devlin, like, the lads have really increased the standards, and it's a phenomenal thing from Louth point of view to get Mickey in. Obviously he's a relation in Louth. His sister's actually from Knockbridge, which isn't far from Darver, which would be the air training ground. So there is a bit of a link there in Louth, and what he's brought to Louth football has just been amazing. Like, obviously coming in through the COVID and the pandemic in winter 2020, he joined us, and last year was a little bit of disruption, obviously, with the pandemic and with crowds not being available to go to games. But this year, like, the crowd really got behind him, and people have come out in their numbers, and he's kind of brought that buzz back to the whole county, and we're really looking forward now, obviously, to the summer that lies ahead. And obviously a massive game on Sunday now again, Wicklow in Auckram, and the lads obviously just need to look ahead to that and get over the line there. But what Mickey's brought to the county has been fantastic.
Finally, and very briefly on that, like, you I'm sure you, even as an ex-player, you will get a great kick out of the cheers from a loud crowd going into Auckram for a game that matters so much like that, and hopefully a victory if you do it.
Absolutely, Johnny. Yeah, no, like, you could see it. The game was actually on in Harte the last day, and the crowd that came out, it was a beautiful day for a game, and the Louth lads played really well again in Antrim, and they have a really good system. Obviously, they're playing the transition game that Mickey would have played with Tyrone for a lot of years, and the buzz is back. Like, you can see the young kids walking around their Louth jerseys and looking for photographs of all the main players, and it's brilliant to see that back, because, like, it's been a long while since it has been back in Louth. There's been a few tough years, obviously, going through Division 4 and Division 3, and we got relegated a few years ago, but to get the back-to-back promotions, if we can get it on Sunday, it will be massive, and it'll only look forward, as you said early on, to inspire all the younger generation to be wearing the Louth jersey again, and seeing the flags out as well is great. So it's something really to look forward, and it's a brilliant achievement, obviously, to get Mickey into the county, and we look forward to now another 3 years of him. He's here till 2025, which is a major plus as well for all the younger players as part of the panel. Like, he blooded an awful lot of chaps throughout the O'Byrne Cup who maybe haven't seen a whole pile of league action, but obviously the plan might be for the next couple of years to integrate them fellas that's part of the extended panel. So the structures are put in place. Like, he's put an awful lot of professionalism into the training ground. We have a fantastic training ground down in Darver, and Mickey's established a lot of professionalism down there in regard to nutrition and the parts that go with the game that maybe weren't in Louth before he came along. So it's definitely a major plus, and things are looking on the up for the weekend. Anyway, Johnny,
thanks a million for your time, Darren. Enjoy Sunday.
Thanks, Johnny. Take care.